I'm going to introduce Daniel here. Daniel Sambu is an elder in the Maasai community. He's a natural leader and dedicated conservationist. So he's got over 10 years of experience working with communities and partners to protect the Amboseli Salvo ecosystem and its predators. He's the Predator Protection Program Coordinator with the Big Life Foundation in Kenya. So I'm going to bring Daniel in here with us. Here we go. There we go. Hey, Daniel, how are you?
Hi, how are you?
Good, good. Daniel, it's great to see you.
Great to see you too.
Yeah, it looks like it might be a sunny day there.
Yeah, sunny, but still very cold. So we're still doing some indoors. But today we are going to have a very good sunny day.
Excellent, excellent. Well, Daniel, I first of all, thank you so much for joining us on World Ranger Day. It's great to have you with us to kind of give a little bit of, an introduction to the Big Life Foundation. I would love if you could maybe, tell us a little bit more about yourself. I know I gave kind of a small intro, but I know those tuning would love to hear a little bit more about you.
Thanks, Joe. My name is Daniel Sambu. I came from a Maasai community in southern Kenya. I have joined Big Life in the year 2009 to head the Predator Protection Program. This program is one of the many programs by Big Life Foundation to ensure that benefit from wildlife can trickle down to the people living with the wildlife. Big Life Foundation is based in southern Kenya, in between two major national parks. There is a very big community land. So Big Life Foundation works with the local community to protect wildlife outside the protected areas. Given the fact that many of these Kenyan parks are not fenced, so many wildlife move outside the parks and graze into the community lands. So we wanted to provide some protection for wildlife that move outside the protected areas. And that is what Big Life does.
All right. Awesome, Daniel. And, predators, big predators, I know people can be intimidated by them, but, they do play such an important role in the ecosystem. Can you maybe touch on that a little bit, the role that big predators like the lions play in the ecosystem?
Sure. So in this area, we have all the predators, and then many a times they come in contact with the livestock, and that is what the Maasai community will not like to, because their life depends on livestock. So anything that touches on their livestock, they will try to retaliate. So we have lion, cheetahs, hyenas, we have the leopards, we have the jackals. So many a times these predators will kill livestock, and the community might react in various ways. They can use spears, they can use poison, they can use traps just to make sure that they protect their livestock. So what we did is we work with them and design a program where we are going to partially compensate for livestock that are killed by predators, just to say that we are sorry and to stop you from thinking of any retaliatory act. So since 2003, this program has been running, and we have seen an increase of predators in this particular area, especially the lions. Before we start the programs, they counted less than 20 lions, but now they're telling us we have over 200 lions in that ecosystem. So it's a very, very successful program. Predators are very important. Take, for example, the hyena. The hyenas are normally considered to be cleaners. If there is a long drought and carcasses are spread all over the place, the hyenas are responsible to make sure that they finish all the carcasses. So all these are very important. The lion in the Maasai community is considered a very special animal. For young warriors, they have to try in their lifetime to kill a lion. So, and when you kill a lion, you become popular, you're given a new name, and you become respected in that village. But this story has changed, because since we started this program, we told them that there are some traditional practices that need to be shunned, that need to be thrown away, like the lion killing, because we need the lion for tourism. We need the lion just to bring a balance in the ecosystem. So yeah, they're very important.
All right. And Daniel, you know, a big part of the Big Life Foundation is the rangers, who, you know, the work that they do is so important. Out not only in, you know, the protected areas, but out in the community as well. So I wonder if you can touch a little bit on the roles, the different roles that the rangers play.
Okay, so as I mentioned earlier, Big Life Foundation main objective is to make sure that the people living with wildlife can also get benefit from wildlife. And one of the areas that we really bring in is the employment of the local community as local community rangers. We have 300 plus rangers across the ecosystem, providing security for wildlife, providing security for livestock, working with the community and providing social services like even first aid, and sometimes even using their cars to rush sick people to the hospital, pregnant women to the hospital. They act as everything. They are leaders. They are being consulted in every decision that is being made in that ecosystem. So our rangers are trained in such a way that they mingle so easily with the local community, so that they solve so many other problems that are affecting their communities.
All right, that's great. Well, Daniel, thank you so much for, you know, coming in with us this morning to kind of kick things off and introduce the Big Life Foundation. We're going to meet Francis shortly, but before we do, there's a great little 2-minute video that kind of introduces Big Life and the Rangers that I'd like to share now, and then.
But, Joe, I would like to wish everybody a happy World Rangers Day. I know everybody is trying to join and say hi to all the rangers around the world. I like to join my colleague to say, I wish everyone a happy World Rangers Day.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much, Joe.
Thank you, Daniel. It was great to have you with us today. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you very much.
All right. I'm going to queue up this video and then we're going to meet Francis. And I'm really looking forward to a little time and a little chat with Francis. So here we go. All right. I absolutely love that video. especially the scene with the members of the community all in their street clothes, I guess, and then pulling out again and seeing them in their ranger uniforms. Really, really cool, and so great to bring in that community engagement. So we're now going to meet Francis Legei, and he developed an affinity for wildlife as a young boy, passing animals on his way to school. So after high school, his dream of becoming a custodian of wildlife came true, and he joined Kenya's Wildlife Services Ranger Training Program, where he served for 15 years. In 2011, he joined Big Life as the commanding officer, coordinating Big Life Rangers across the ecosystem, leading security operations, liaising with the community, issues, with problem animals, and working with Big Life's conservation partners. And recently he was named a Disney Conservation Hero, or received the Disney Conservation Hero Award in 2020. So I'm going to bring Francis in live with us now. Here he is. Hi, Francis. How you doing?
Hey, morning. I'm doing good.
Great
to see you again.
Yeah, you as well. Happy World Ranger Day.
Happy World Ranger Day to you also.
Yeah, it's absolutely great to see you. It was great to see that little video clip, just showing the Rangers and that community connection and that pride that Rangers have. And I think that's so special. I mean, it must be incredible to see, that pride, that dedication every day.
Sure. It's really a dedication. It's really a work. It's really effort to see the connection between the community and the work we are doing is all related, and to make sure everything is safe under the hands of the ranger. And that's my role. That's my duty to make sure that the entire community and the workforce of the rangers is really connected, and we safeguard the wildlife. And that's determine the devotion of anybody. You have to devote yourself. You have to be in touch of those wildlife which are really endangered at all times.
Yeah, absolutely. And how many rangers do you have? On the I guess the force right now. How many rangers make up the team?
Currently, we are managing a force of 300 plus rangers. But if you relate to the entire ecosystem, which is 1.6 million acres of land that we are really covering, that number is still small. But currently, we have 300 plus rangers, which depends with the entire security across the Amboseli, Savo, Kilimanjaro ecosystem.
Yeah, it's absolutely amazing. Some of these huge areas that these ecosystems, these protected areas encompass, and then you hear the number of rangers. It can be surprising sometimes. And again, I think it comes down to their kind of dedication and their passion that they're still out there and doing everything they can to protect these areas.
Yeah, sure. Anyone who has the passion of wildlife and you see the benefit that is bringing down to the entire country, you have to devote yourself. You can't sleep overnight. You have sleepless night to make sure that the elephant until the smallest animal is really safe. Because nowadays the world has changed. People have changed. They don't have that humanity on wildlife. So you have to make sure that you are there for them. Let's say you are the advocate of those wildlife which are voiceless. So you have to be all the time punctual. You have to be there to motivate your men. You have there to make sure all the necessities that a ranger require.
Yeah.
You have to be there right on time and help them so that they can be able to love their job and make sure that those wildlife are safe for the betterment of our kids and the entire world.
Absolutely. It's an important job, the front line of protecting biodiversity. And, we need it. We need that biodiversity to survive. And that's what makes, our planet so unique, and we need it. Francis, you touched on a challenge, one of the challenges rangers face, which is covering these huge distances to try and protect, from activities like poaching. Okay, can you talk about a couple other challenges that Rangers face in this ecosystem?
Yeah, a couple of challenges the Rangers faces in the field because you find a lot of, especially in these areas, a lot of challenges the Ranger faces. One is politics, and two, their life is being endangered because of you may have a poacher who is armed, you maybe with a machete, and and then also sickness. You find the Ranger is always there in the bush. So several challenges the Ranger is facing well in the field. So it's our mandate or my duty is to make sure that the ranger is safe. The ranger is also well equipped with equipment so that he can endeavor the success that we wanted him to pursue. So a lot of challenges in terms of politics is there, yeah. So there are a lot of several challenges also that we are facing well in the bush. Proper equipment and proper gears of the ranger, you must maintain that he has well equipped.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And Francis, I can only imagine, as the commanding officer, kind of that weight on your shoulders when the Rangers are out in the bush, and it must weigh on you. Thinking about them and hoping they're safe, and thinking about how to get them the right equipment. It must be a bit of a challenge for you to kind of balance those feelings.
Actually, yes. As a commanding officer like me, you have to have the problems of your men on your fingertips. You have to know each and every ranger problem back from home, since he might be having some problems at his family level. And then me here, I pressure them to do what we wanted them to do. And then you find that ranger is not comfortable. So you have to know all the issues, all the problem of your ranger before then knowing that ranger is not comfortable. You have to know each and every individual, how he is before you deploy. So to know somebody, 300 rangers plus, and you make sure you know the comfortability and the problem he is facing right from the community level to what we wanted them to do is a hard job. So you have to be flexible. You have to be in with them to make sure that you are together, not just sitting in the office and just giving orders to them to do what we want. You have to be with them. You have to see them physically. You have to see where they sleep, what they have, what they eat, so that we can be able to gain, to succeed on what our achievement of big life will be.
Yeah, absolutely. A big responsibility, and so many people under your command, and everybody comes from different situations and different backgrounds, and but I imagine your team well, and I want to give another shout out. Congratulations on the Disney Hero Award. That's a great honor, and being recognized for the excellent leadership that you do have.
Thank you so much, and I'm happy for all those who have made it to. It's not only my effort that I made it; it's the effort of everyone.
Yeah.
Especially a big thank you to Big Life and all those panelists who made me to be a hero on conservation. So I was so happy, and I'm so happy, grateful to all those who made it to through my effort and through the organization who selected me. Really, I'm so happy about Big Life and the panelists who made it through. So I was really happy. My kids were also happy when I announced that I've been selected as a conservation hero. Everyone was cheering to me across the country. And I'll make sure that I will pursue more, and I will make sure that all what is wanted me to do, they're on my fingertips, they're on my toes.
Yeah. Well, what you just displayed there, Francis, is a really key leadership component. Is recognizing your team, and that you're only as strong as your team, and so I think that's so important. That the first thing you said was it's a team that makes this possible. So that's great, Francis.
Thank you. Thank you.
So Francis, we talked a little bit about the challenges, and we talked about, how there can be a bit of a weight on your shoulders when you're thinking of, over 300 men and women, and protecting them and making sure they're well supplied and trained. So I wonder about some of the moments that keep you going, some of the small victories maybe, or some of the achievements that kind of just remind you of the importance of your work. Is there anything you can think of, something that keeps you going?
Yeah, really. Yeah, according to the situation now in terms of poaching, a lot of achievement, because we are not talking about zero poaching within the Amboseli ecosystem. Towards rhinos, we are really saying 4 years down the line, no poached rhino at all in this area. And two, on elephant, poaching has been rampant back years back, 2020, 2011, a lot of poaching on elephant. But if you see now, according to the situation now we are saying zero poaching in our areas of operation. And that is one of the greater success, because we are no longer losing elephants. We are no longer losing rhinos in this area. That shows us a greater success, a greater effort to the team, a greater effort to Big Life across the Amboseli ecosystem. If you relate to the other areas that we are hearing that a lot of poaching is going on, then we are ahead of them, especially in terms of securing the remaining few rhinos within Chulu area. So that made us to be proud. And also, too, due to poaching of game meat in the area, a lot of arrests have been made through our patrols and operation and intelligence, whereby we have now 510 suspect cases ongoing on court. And whenever any case is being convicted and somebody being jailed, that is one of the great achievements, and that will boost the morale of the rangers. That there's no any slight case that goes out without being followed up until the end of it. So there are a lot of cases which are ongoing through our courts, and we are seeing that a lot of them have been sentenced. For the 510 cases suspect which are ongoing, we are on top of them to make sure that all of them have been sentenced to the end of it. And that will boost the morale of the rangers. And also that will make me proud that nothing is being unattended. Yeah?
Yeah.
So we are there for these animals. We are there, even though we are 300 plus rangers, and if you relate to the ecosystem, there's a great achievement because of the help of the entire community producing us information. Yeah. So there are a lot of achievement. And two, as per what Sambu has said, towards the lion conflict and human-related issues, the increase of lions in the ecosystem, if you relate in back 2003, the lions which are by that time less than 20, and now we are talking of 200 plus lion. Wow. That is the great achievement because of the entire security we are providing to the ecosystem. Yeah. So there are a lot of success within this area, and that was what makes us as Big Life proud, and what also that makes us that we have people in the ground. We have rangers who are motivated.
Yeah, it must be so inspiring, so motivating for the rangers to not only see the numbers of poaching decreasing, but to see justice being served as well. It must just empower them, fill them up each day to go out and keep doing more.
Yeah, sure. And without the help, without being together as a team, as Big Life, and bringing the community close to Big Life, then you could have got a lot of mess within the ecosystem. But the togetherness now we have within the community, within our areas, that's when we are getting a lot of information through helping them in terms of medication, in terms of women getting raised to the nearby hospital. We get a lot of information through the informant network driven. and the help of the other entire community. So a great achievement, yeah. And we have about the community. If you don't have any public relation,
Yeah.
within your area, then you are totally doing nothing. And also friendly forces like Kenya Wildlife Service, the Kenya Police, we have to be close to them so that whenever we do any arrest, whenever we have any report, we are together with them. Yeah. So you have not to go against the government. You have to produce accurate and proper information to them so that they see us that we are open and transparent to any kind of information that we are carrying. And that is how Big Life is rising up. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I do want to share a link here to Big Life, biglife.org. So, anybody tuning in afterwards to the recording, please do take a look at some of the work, meet and learn about some of the rangers. And then, of course, if you can support, it's so important right now, as COVID-19 is still playing out, tourism still isn't where it was. So important to support any way you can the brave men and women on the front lines of protecting this ecosystem. So, Francis, what a pleasure. Thank you so much for joining us today, and really just inspiring us and sharing some good news with us, because you don't always hear good news about justice being served and numbers going in the right direction.
Thank you so much, Joey. The only thing that I may add is that all to our supporters and all to anybody who is willing to support Big Life, it's really a huge area, and still we need their hands. We need to keep our rangers going. We need to keep this wildlife alive for the betterment of the entire world, so that we can be able to have this tourism sector running. Without our presence of the rangers in the ground, without the boots on the ground, we couldn't have been there. The wildlife couldn't have been there. So I don't have much to say, just to wish everyone a World Ranger Day. To wish you all the World Ranger Day a success.
All right. Thank you, Francis. Thank you to your dedicated team. I hope you have an incredible rest of the day. And I hope that we get to connect soon and continue sharing the great work you're doing.
Thank you so much, Joy. Have a lovely day. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Francis. All right. Oh, Francis, what a great guy. What a great team he has behind him. So do please take a moment and visit biglife.org and learn more about that team. And please support any of the organizations that we're in touch with today. It has been such a struggle the last year and a half. And a big reason why I wanted to launch this festival this year is Rangers deserve so much more recognition. And I hope that we're able to do that today, is bring some of these stories live to people. So